This week's video, I'm showing you something a little bit different. See if we can use these for our hobby. And what these are watercolor brush pens. Water brush pen set. They have different qualities, of course, like everything else. But basically, they are for watercolors. And what they do is they put water in the brush itself. So then you can use the water in the brush with the pigment, the watercolors, and do your painting. So this is how they're supposed to work. So, as you can see, it's a paintbrush, but the tip comes off, and it actually took me a little while to get these open because they're left-hand threads, and I'm not used to left-hand threads. So anyway, take that out, put a little bit of water in it, or a lot of water, actually. I'm supposed to fill it up. Put the stupid left-hand threads. Put the cap back on, and now you're using your paper, and you won't be able to see this too well, but you push here where it says push, and it puts pressure on it, and it flows the water through the brush, actually onto the paper. And then you just, when you're doing watercolors, you grab the pigments with the brush, and you can control the amount of water with the pigment. Because with watercolors, apparently, the amount of water to pigment ratio is how you get your blending and stuff. I guess from what I was able to learn from the videos. But these were actually shown to me by a guy at my local gaming club last week. So he showed them me on Wednesday night. I ordered them on Thursday, and they were delivered by Amazon on Friday. That's why I was able to get a video out to you today. So the video he showed me was somebody on YouTube was using these with washes. So you'd actually just hold the wash in the brush itself. Now, I've already done a little bit of experimenting here. Let me show you what we got so far. I'm going to use a pipette to load this up instead of trying to do it by pouring. I'm sure if you had a dropper bottle, wash, like from Army Painter or something, it would be a lot easier to do. And when I was doing my earlier experimenting, it didn't really flow the wash too well through the brush. I think it was too thick. So I'm going to try and thin it down a little bit, add some water here, and grab my mat here so I don't okay. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some wash. I'm just going to pipette it into here a few times. So I get a good amount of wash in the brush. And this thing, of course, whenever you get what's ever done here, you can just pour right back into the bottle if you need to. I'm not sure how well these are sealed up, so I don't know how well they'll work to preserve the wash. But we'll see. Okay, so here we go. So now what we do is try and push here and see if we can get the wash to flow. Okay, so it's pushing out the water that was left over. See if we can get the wash to flow. I'm pushing pretty hard. Still nothing yet. Come on. So I'm going to see if I can get this wash to flow here. So that's basically what we're doing. So far, I'm not convinced this is going to work. Oh, there's a little tiny bit of color showing up on the brush. I'm just going to keep pushing here. I'm actually going to pause the video, or speed up the video, and see if we can get it to flow. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get any significant amount of wash through the brush. Oh, there we go. Wait, hold on. I'm pushing pretty hard. I'm worried I'm going to burst this thing and have this stuff go everywhere. I would really like to wash one of my commandos here. It's just barely flowing. See the color in the brush now. But again, it's just barely flowing. I need it to flow like it was doing the water, where it was literally dripping out. Because you could hold it here, push, and the water would just drip right off of it. And I guess the wash is just a bit too thick to get that to happen. So let me try thinning it out a little bit. Put a couple of drops of water in here. Left-hand threads again, mix it up. Let's see. I really want to be able to wash these guys with this, because this would be great, especially for pin washing. Just nothing's happening. I think it's just not going to work with the thicker fluids. So it might be good with oil washes that you can get really thin. So we're going to keep pushing here, see if we can get any flow out of it. So I don't know what that other YouTuber did to get this to work, but I'm not getting anything out of it. Well, I can't say I wouldn't get anything, but I'm definitely not getting enough to justify the use of it. So let's get some more here. And I'm just making a mess. So they're not really designed to flow pigment through them. They're just designed to flow water, and you're supposed to keep the pigment separate. But I was hoping I could get it to work this way. Okay, it could be that I have the thick stuff stuck in the brush now. So I'm going to reset this, try again here in a minute, be right back. Okay, so once I put actually water back in it, it didn't take very long at all for it to start flowing very well again. So I guess this stuff is just too thick. So I need to really thin it down here. So I'm going to try again. I'm going to load up a bunch of Agrass Earthshade into here. Okay. Now, just to be a little more thorough on it, so I'm going to add in about 50% water and some Lamy medium as well. See, I'm going to thin it down a little bit more. Okay. Let's try this. I don't know how liquid that is. So again, I have 10 threads. Let's see if we can get some flow out of it. Very strange how just that slight change in viscosity prevents it from working entirely. I want it dripping the wash, just like it does with the water. We're just not quite there yet. There's hardly any color here. I'm going to thin it down just a little bit more. Oh, this thing really fights the surface tension too, let me tell you. Okay, so there we got some flow now. Problem is we don't have much pigment left. We had some flow. And it stopped again. I'm actually warping the reservoir and pushing so hard, trying to get some flow out of it. So it doesn't take much if you use just plain water, but the pigment just doesn't want to go. So maybe I'm using the wrong pins, maybe I'm using cheap ones, but what really sounded as a great idea turns out to be a complete and total fail. So I'm going to figure this out somehow. That doesn't mean I wouldn't keep these brushes, because they still have a place, especially if you're doing any sort of blending. I'm just going to go ahead and I've added so much material to this that the pot's overflowing. Oh, just to show that the pigment, that the earth shade still works. There's nothing wrong with the wash itself. I'm going to go ahead and wash this thing. Anyway. And yes, I wash the skin too with aggressive shade when I do my orks. I just think it adds a much better shade to the recesses of the skin than the green washes. And then I go over the skin with the green glaze to return the color. So yeah, so there's that. There's nothing wrong with the brush part of it. There's nothing wrong with the earth shade. It's just, I guess the pigment just will not flow through here. So what still looked like a really good idea, it just doesn't seem to want to work. I said maybe I have the wrong pins. Maybe I bought too cheap of ones. But I will have to go back and research this some more because I really want this to work. I really want to be able to put the wash in the brush and just push on it to get the wash out of it. So this is not over by any stretch of the imagination. And if you've seen these things before, or if you do watercolors, maybe you can let me know what I'm doing wrong, but I have completely and totally failed at doing what I was hoping to do. Which is okay, because these brushes were cheap. I mean, it was only $8 for the pack of 6. Yeah, so a little over $1 brush, which is not a big investment for something that could have been really cool. And maybe if I can figure out what I'm doing wrong, I can get it to work. Because this would be a really cool way to do your washes, would be especially pen washing. Because they also have fine point brushes too in the pack. Like this one. So if you do a pen washing with this where the wash stays in the brush, that would be awesome. So I need to try this with oil washes. But again, I think it's the pigment itself that's blocking the valving. So I might need to try a different brand or something to get this to work. And I should have mixed this stuff up because I've got the big thing. Anyway, so yeah. So that is the fail attempt at using water brush pens as wash pens. So let me know what you think about this video in the comments below, and thanks for watching.